Welcome back to the PSB Summer Invite. This next matchup is going to feature Central Florida Elite taking on British Columbia's Elite Squad. This is Marcus Burnett joined by Kyle Moore. And we appreciate you joining us here on SUV TV. That's Ariel Colon. If you've been watching SUV TV specific, the EBA All-American camp over the past few years, you've seen Colon before as she splashes with a 3 to start this contest.
Yeah, that's what Colon does. Headed to Furman, which was a great pickup for Furman. She has the potential to go in and be an impact player for them right away.
Colon going for 2.
Colon. Hit everything.
Pick up half, pick up half, pick up half.
That one did everything but stay down. As Niblick is unable to keep that one in. Carrie Niblick, number 10 for Central Florida Elite. Great motor, great energy. She does a ton of the dirty work on the inside. One of those players that seems to never stop moving.
Ooh.
Ice cream.
Ooh. Lefty off the bounce.
That was Tavia Rao.
2019 kid, wow.
Okay, Tavia.
No pass. That was their first possession of the game. Just let me go ahead and bust this 3 for you guys.
Right. Niblick answers back, but we take another look at that one right in front of the, and that one was, if this was a regular court, that'd be close to the volleyball line. That's a splash.
And that was NBA range. Hand down, man down.
Just now 6-3 in favor of Central Florida Elite. Dolly Wall using the shot fake. Now she'll drive. First attempt no good. Niblick with the rebound and gets it in the hands of Mertens. Colon with the jumper. Colon's come out aggressive here so far. She misses. Niblick with the rebound though. The Central Florida Elite team, man, they've got a good collection of weapons. You look at Mertens, Coy Love, Colon, they're the guard positions, but then Niblick does so much inside, and she's not even the biggest player when it comes to interior presence for Central Florida Elite. You'll see some of the other pieces with substitutions in a second.
It's going to be important for BC's finest to do a good job on the boards. If they get out rebounded, they're not going to have a chance to win this game. There's a ton of athleticism on the perimeter.
As we're going to have a timeout there for BC. We'll take one with them. When we get back, we'll bring you more here from the first quarter. Central Florida Elite leading by 5. Coach Al Honor touching base with Central Florida Elite. Coach Jay Hen there on the staff as well. And Coach Honor, I say over the past week and a half, 2 weeks, he spent more time in Atlanta than in the Sunshine State.
Oh, for sure. Especially when you include his son for the EYBL boy stuff. So he needs to just have a condo down here.
It's funny, he said the same thing. We saw him when we were over at Sean Williams' event broadcasting his son and Each One Teach One as they took on, I believe it was the Houston Defenders. And, you know, I joked with him, said, Coach, you'll be back next week. He says, I know, man. I might as well grab a place here in Atlanta. I'm here all the time.
It's amazing, you know, when I was playing summer basketball, Orlando was the spot that everybody came to. I mean, that was just 10, 12 years ago. It's amazing how fast Orlando has become that spot. I'm sorry, Atlanta has become that spot. You know, boys and girls, it just seems like everybody, whether it's Nike, Adidas, Under Armour, non-sneaker affiliated, everybody runs at least something in Atlanta now.
Yep.
You know, we used to go Orlando, off, Cocoa Beach, off, Orlando, off, Vegas. And now it seems like even when you compare Atlanta to Las Vegas, there's so many more events in Atlanta versus Vegas.
Yeah. Agreed, man. It's come a long way. Facilities like Lake Point, indoor, only helping that development.
Right. Marcus, do you think like this facility is gonna put a place like Swanee in jeopardy? And how do you feel about? Do you think there's enough basketball to go around between the two?
I'll say this. Kevin Durant went to the Warriors. I'm not saying that they're going to be given a shoe into a championship, but it's going to make it a heck of a lot tougher to beat that squad moving forward. So if I could say that analogy, I think that you know, the game still has to be played. It'll speak for itself, but that's a very good addition that's going to make for some very tough times for any opponent. So it'll be interesting to watch that as time goes on.
I'm not sure what just happened.
I'm not either.
There's kids coming in and out of the game after a made basket.
So I'm just not really able to give you a breakdown of what just happened, but let's go ahead and give you the players on the floor for both squads. For Central Florida, you've got number 11, Tiffany Tolbert, number 20, Rachel Jablonski.
Nice finish there from Donnelly.
That young lady right there, Savannah Dollywall for BC's finest / BC Elite. But again, Central Florida Elite has I mentioned Tolbert as well as Jablonski. Number 42 is Morgan Davis as she introduces herself there with that finish on the inside. And then it's rounded out by Coy Love, number 5, and Tyra Cox, number 15.
Cox at the corner.
On the BC's finest side of things, mentioned Dolly Wall, she's number 2. You got number 5, Sarah Knowles, number 10, Sienna Lenz. Tough collision there.
Right, nobody got hurt out of that.
Right, but still good to go. Kelsey Rufus, and I'm going to make sure I get that pronunciation at halftime. Rufus. Kelsey Rufus, number 11. Number 13, Tavia Rao back in the game for BC's finest. And number 7, Louise Forsythe. So a timeout on the floor. It is a 9-point contest. Give BC's finest some credit. Central Florida League got off to a quicker start, but
they're battling.
Yep, they are battling. I think this is going to be a game. It's a different set of athletes, but Central Florida Elite, they had a dogfight with Lady Phoenix Elite and Coach Rudd's team there at the PSB Real Deal, and it was a game where Lady Phoenix was really able to ugly the game up in terms of making it a physical game.
Right.
They hit some big shots towards the end, but I think BC's finest is going to be the same way in terms of we're going to be physical, we're going to make you work for everything, and if you can withstand that and finish, then good for you, but we're going to make it tough on you as possible.
Exactly.
Dolly Wall catch and shoot. Can't get the shot to go. It's now an 11-point lead. Outlet out to Jablonski as her and Raul collide. Jablonski, a player that can sometimes get lost in the shuffle on this squad. She does her part and not only knock down the jumper, but she can make some plays on the defensive end and do some things inside the perimeter that can get lost when you look at the players like Meritons and Cox and Coy Love.
Exactly. That's a very good point.
Showing more respect on that Rouse shot fake.
Yes.
There, even though it's a few feet behind the line.
Forsyth, the three. Louise Forsyth was on the U17 Canadian national team. She's committed to Gonzaga. Good pickup for Gonzaga. I thought that was a kid that could easily end up in the Pac-12 given her ability to make jump shots.
She made it an 8-point game. Jablonski misses, follows her shot, and we'll go to the free throw line. We get another look at that three for Forsyth.
And this really is her game. She's catch and shoot kid, 1-2 dribble pull-up kid, very good jump shooter. And I would say, one of the better jump shooters in the class nationally, even though she's Canadian. We'll throw her in the national pipeline.
They did a good job of reading Coy Love there. Love was so focused on Dollywall coming to set the ball screen that she sort of had her hand up haphazardly. She goes ahead and pulls it before the screen is even set and knocks it down.
Exactly.
Able to read the situation. As we'll have a couple more subs for BC's finest in number 21 and number 1. That will be Lyric Custodio and Amanda Pearson, respectively. Dollywall kicks it out. That's a wide open look. Good look there for Forsyth. Can't get it to go.
Make sure.
See Coy Love making that pull-up in transition. Love is a kid that's seen her recruitment take off this year. Oh, Lord. She has the green light.
Yes, she does.
But the Love is a kid that's now being recruited by virtually every SEC, ACC school, whether or not they've offered, they're tracking the progress that they haven't. And is definitely on the verge of making herself a national name.
Here's Love on the attack. Shot adjusted there by Dollywall.
Good pass.
Morgan Davis. She's been doing that all live period. She runs the floor well, finishes inside, might be going to college to play volleyball, but she is making the most out of her time here on the court. Joined in by a twin tower of sorts there with number 32, Abby Rouse, who's out of here in Georgia, Tatnall Square Academy.
12 seconds.
Final 10 seconds of the first quarter. Love to Davis. The Davis lay-in makes it 22-8.
Like I said earlier, that inside, those easy baskets they're getting off of offensive rebounds, interior passing, just using the bigs, is definitely creating a problem for BC's finest. They've got to figure out how to answer that. They're going to hang around in this game.
Coy Love with the assist, and Davis with the lay-in as we get ready for the second quarter.
We're back with Love going back. See, there's more of that interior passing. Love going to inside, and Davis and trying to connect with her twin tower there.
Yeah. Love will bring it across.
Look at that duck
High
in.
low.
I actually watched Chris Paul the other day coaching CP3 out in Vegas, and he was telling Wendell Carter about the duck in, and it was actually a great coaching point. So often we see that pass go to the high post, and then the kid wants to flash in for the duck in after that post player already has the ball, and now you're talking about the timing being thrown off. If they don't have the position right then and there, the ball stops, and now a post player who's not necessarily a kid that you want making a lot of decisions has to make a decision with the ball. What you really want there with that duck in is, as the ball's being thrown in the air, as Forsythe pulls up for three and misses short there, as the ball's being thrown in the air to the high post, that low side post player has to be ducking in so that as soon as the ball's caught, their numbers are to the defender. I mean, their numbers are to their offensive teammate. And that was a perfect example of it right there.
Great point. You see a lot of pro players making sure they're in touch with their programs. Chris Paul as involved in his grassroots program as anyone.
And they had the late addition of our boy, oh Lord, what's our guy's name? Colin Sexton.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
It's a great pickup for them for the rest of the summer.
That kid, man, no one's stock has risen as high as his has coming into this travel season.
I got my first look at him at U17s in Spain, and he comes off the bench he came off the bench for that U17 team, and it was just like electricity got infused into the team. So athletic, so confident. Like, he plays with this likable arrogance. Like, he believes he's the best guy on the floor whenever he's on the floor, and then he makes you believe he's the best guy on the floor.
As Nibbler gets that lay-in, yes, it's part likable arrogance, and then it's part he has a basketball insanity is the best way I can phrase it. Like, it seems like something's slightly off with him, and it's a good thing with the way it motors his game, man. As Morgan Davis not only running the floor and laying it in, but also getting the block and now getting it in the hands of Tiffany Tolbert. And what makes it tough for BC's finest is not only are you running into a tough starting five there for Central Florida Elite, but they're able to rotate in fresh bodies.
On the bench.
Yeah.
I think there's, not to be one to sit here and make excuses, and obviously Central Florida Elite is very talented, one of the better teams in the EYBL this year. But one of the things you talk to the guys from BC Finest about is, in the part of the world where they are, all these kids are their best players at their high school, the best players in their area, and they don't get to see this kind of athleticism all the time. So this is why they do make the trip from British Columbia to Atlanta, Georgia, to see different types of athletes and to know that they still have things that they need to work on. And this is a perfect example of them just not fully adjusting to the speed of the game. You saw Forsythe earlier missing a couple shots short, rushing them. Definitely good basketball players, but not necessarily comfortable with what Central Florida Elite's throwing at them athletically.
Yeah. Jablonski trying to get back-to-back threes. Can't get the shot to go. Coy Love chasing down the rebound and keeps it in. Jablonski will turn the corner and float it up and in. So Jablonski pushes the lead to 16. It was down to 11 after a custodial three-pointer. But Central Florida Elite able to respond. Nowhere to go there as Davis is able to challenge Sienna Lenz. Tolbert to walk it across. With 4 new subs set to come in. The next dead ball for Central Florida Elite. So this game is going back and forth. Finally, Central Florida Elite just decides to get a timeout so they can get another unit in.
I'm tired, boss. I'm tired.
as the whole squad was just kind of joking there as they called that timeout. Coach Honor and his coaching staff has told her to watch those 4 players sitting at the scorer's table for it seems like the past 3-4 minutes. Like, man, that's,
We were camped out.
all right. British Columbia's finalists taking advantage of the breather. Three minutes, 31 seconds remaining here in the second quarter, a 16-point contest. Cox looking to get it into Meertens. Denial initially there by Tavia Rao.
Shannon Meertens just committed to Stetson. Very good pickup for the Hatters out there in DeLand, Florida. Beautiful campus.
Meertens, very solid piece for this Central Florida Elite squad as Niblick swats that one away.
Call foul there?
I think they just said
Out of
it knocked
bounds.
out, knocked out of bounds. As Niblick making her presence felt, starting 5 back out there for Central Florida Elite.
Cologne.
Identify at the half.
Cologne's going to have a very, very, very good career at Elon. What a big pickup for them. Kid that had an in-home visit with Kansas last fall. You know, can definitely play this game.
Jumper continues to improve. Rao jumper something of note as well here in this game.
Yeah. When Rao has her feet set, whether it's off the bounce or the dribble, she can shoot it. Central Florida Elite's done a really good job of kind of overwhelming her with athleticism and ball pressure. But the couple of times she's seen daylight, I like the release, like the confidence in her jumper.
Two she's made, haven't even thought about touching the rim.
No.
Pure splashes.
And you see she's got the green light.
I mean, that green light makes all the difference, man. I always like to think about sometimes how I think if Steph Curry doesn't go to Davidson, he still ends up in the league, but I don't think it's that same type of assassin.
No, you're absolutely right. I think from a development standpoint, it's always easier to be in a position where you can look at the rim, feel confident in the shot that you're taking, and also feel like there's no consequences about the shot that you're taking.
Yep.
And too often, I think kids are in positions in high school basketball and then when they get to college where they've never played in a setting where they got to shoot the ball and play without consequences. And what I mean by that is you take a bad shot, you got to come sit down. You make a mistake, you got to come sit down. You're perpetually looking over your shoulder. You know, a lot of us aren't in the position to play basketball and not be in that kind of revolving door of if I play bad, I'm gonna play, and I'm coming out. If I play good, I'll play more. 'Cause that can really make you struggle with your confidence.
Yep. Agreed. Nice work there by Niblick as she is able to trail the play off the Tolly miss, get the rebound, and lay it in for the and one. We will have a timeout. 15-33 is your score, and You know you got a good squad when we really haven't even talked about Bashan Tolly yet for CFE.
No, I mean, with Central Florida Elite, you're really talking about, I'd say, one of the best 20 summer teams in the country, without a doubt. This 15-33 score is no indictment to BC's finest. They're playing the creme de la creme right now. And I honestly think Central Florida Elite might have another gear that we haven't seen.
Yeah. And it's an 18-point deficit now. I mean, if you're BC's finest, you got a couple capable three-point shooters. So if you can find a way to get some stops, and you mentioned rebounding, you have to minimize what Central Florida Elite can do in terms of offensive rebounds and giving them multiple chances.
Yeah,
they're going to take advantage of that.
I mean, I'd say 12 to 18 points of this lead has been purely interior passing, interior scoring, offensive rebounding, those things.
Savannah Dollywall puts the ball on the floor and gets the bucket. Now, that's one of those players, you talk about with BC's finest being sort of like the small showcase every year, going against the Shalexis Aarons, the Sabrina Ionescu's, and so on and so forth.
She's even come to Atlanta a couple of times for camps, just to get some work in and continue to develop her game. And like you said, the one thing about her also is you gotta love her energy, right? And no matter what happens, she's always gonna match her opponent's intensity level.
Yep.
Or at times even force her opponent to match her intensity level.
Couldn't agree more. 16-point game. Dollywall calling for it, working against Ralphs. Lost the handle. Jump ball as both Cologne and Cruz go to get it.
That was quite the collision there. Two bodies dove on the floor and dove into each other.
4 4/10 of a second to work with. And that will do it for the first half. It's a 16-point advantage for Central Florida Elite. We'll be back after halftime. Thanks for joining us back here at the PSB Summer Invite. Officials putting their heads together, making sure they get the call right in terms of whose possession it is here.
A little bit of confusion there about whose ball it was.
I will say, certain coaches, they're going to put the onus on the official to kind of, it's up to you to kind of keep up with it. If they can get an extra possession or whatever here and there, they're going to go for it. But for the most part, if Al Liner is going to have a gripe about something, it's going to be a legit gripe.
Right.
Niblick snatches that rebound down. Cologne looking for Rouse. Rouse demanding the ball. They wait too late to get it to her. Dollywall says, no, ma'am. Pokes that one away. Like how Rouse was in there calling for the ball. As Cox steals it right back. Cox working along the baseline. Can't get it to go, but she's got Abby Rouse with her.
That's a tough shot. People think just because you're big and you're close to the rim, but in traffic, no backboard, no angle, as Dollywall makes that jumper off the pick and pop.
Dollywall makes it a 16-point game. Good defense there by Lenz. Lenz with the steal and the foul against Mertens. We mentioned it earlier in the first half. They've trailed most of this game, but they've fought the entire game as well. And they've kept the deficit in the manageable teams. Haven't let this thing get to 20+, which we've seen Central Florida Elite do to a few teams here during the live period.
Yeah, that's one thing about BC's finest. Those kids are going to play hard.
Now a 14-point game after that steal and trip to the free throw line for Lynn. Let's see if they can get a stop here. Rouse couldn't get that one to stay down. Niblick wrestles it away and it's foul on the
offensive
play.
rebounds, man. You got to keep them off the boards.
You hear the sentiments being echoed there from the British Columbia's coaching staff. You got to box out and early. you can't wait till too late. You got to make
there's no margin of error for them around the rim.
You got to make contact with Niblick almost at the free throw line area. He back to 16. Mertens had the rebound poked away. Cox trying to come away with it.
That's the one thing there. If you're BC's finest, you want to see Forsyth get going. We've only seen her make one jumper, probably about 1 for 4, 1 for 5 right now. You want to see her get going, see the ball go through the net. That's the one kid that can probably really go get her own shot against these kids.
Mertens the dish inside. That one
partially another offensive rebound. Another foul. One problem for BC's fine. Obviously, they're a little bit overmatched physically, and obviously they're smaller. But one problem I see is there's a lot of weak side ball watching. So a kid gets the ball, makes a play, and BC's finest is watching the ball versus trying to box out their man.
As Coy Love and Brashawn Tolley, number 5 and 23 respectively, check back in for Central Florida Elite. Box out there by Dollywall. Lead is 17, under the 5-minute mark here in the third quarter. Pass broken up. Tolly looking to push. And one.
Oh, charge.
Oh. Take another look at that one as Coach Honor just puts his hands behind his head.
Tough.
Yeah, tough one to call.
Ooh, dollywall.
A little bit of a little shoulder
Don't show him
shimmy.
everything. It's a nice move, just didn't finish a little short on that jumper. Weak side rebound.
Lead now up to 19. Got the defender in the air, but Niblick and Tolly erasing things on the glass. Get up top to Tolbert. She'll dial up a three-pointer. Can't get it to go. Niblick. She's eating glass inside and one.
BC Finance is getting out rebounded like 4-1, maybe 5-1.
And it's tough because I mean it's requiring such consistent and intense boxing out across the board, because it's not like you can just, you know, box out Tolly and not have to worry about Niblick attacking with the intensity she does, or vice versa.
Yeah.
It's just,
you got to box out all 5.
yeah, you have to every play, and it's a tall task for any squad. And as we mentioned, there's no shortage of effort as we see Tolly all over the passing lanes, trying to finish, wheeling, dealing, and she'll go to the line. And so Niblick gets a seat. She's rebounded like a woman possessed. She sits down, and Morgan Davis has her by about 2-3 inches, checks in.
Yeah.
Davis headed to Texas A&M on the volleyball side of things.
I wouldn't be surprised if Gary Blair didn't walk down the office one day and say, "You want to play some basketball?"
I got to be honest with you, man. If I'm I'm kicking the tires, man. Hey, are you sure you want to give this game up? This is a beautiful game. Are you sure you can go without it?
Volleyball season ends in November. We can get you on the floor.
Pass to Dollywall. As Tolbert goes up and is able to come down okay. Both players are okay.
Scary.
Yeah, it always is, man. It's like everything is moving in slow motion when you see a player go airborne like that. Dollywall good on the free throw. Tolbert needing to get it across and does so.
Ooh.
Short jumper, Dollywall wrestled the rebound away.
That's one area of Coy's game I'd like to see her develop a little bit more. It's just her ability to make those spot-up jumpers with consistency. She's definitely one of those kids that's a bit of a tweener. You know, she's not a true 3, she's not a true 4 yet. I think she's going to become a 3, but that jump shot is going to have to develop for her to get there. A rare offensive rebound for BC's finest. And it doesn't really go anywhere.
Yeah.
Oh, maybe it will.
They get a timeout. You look at just the energy they had to put out to get that offensive rebound and then trying to keep it and make the most out of it. They get a timeout. Coach Jared Johnson wants to make sure they come away with some points here. For those that want to see more basketball, stick with us. After this one, we'll have
2 good ones coming up.
Very good ones. Team Elite Hubbard. EYBL will take on
Western PA Bruins Cash.
Yes, sir.
A ton of Division I talent in that game. And then we'll close it out with West Virginia Thunder and New Jersey Sparks.
Last time the Sparks were at PSB Summer Invite. It was
an instant classic.
Yeah, versus the Carolina Flames. Love fouled on that play. Love good on the free throw. Make it 46-23. Dolly Wall being guarded by Tolly. In need of a lifeline, finds one. Tolly gonna try the 2.
Forsyth in transition. She's just not having a great day from the field.
One misses the first, second. Lynn's gonna try the 3-pointer, can't get it to go. Love with the rebound.
Got her off for 3. It's not part of a game I've seen her use very often.
If I'm her, I'm chucking a couple of those boys.
Might as well work on something.
Hey, I'm battling inside. I've earned the right to juggle a couple of threes up here. And I mean, you know, we can use a couple 3 balls to fall with this gap, man.
Nothing else is working.
Tolbert will bring it across. They will get the last shot here.
Well, that's trouble.
And that will do it for the 3rd quarter. We'll be back with the 4th here from the Lake Point Indoor Sports Complex and the PSB Summer Invite.
Nice little take there by Forsythe. That was kind of what we were expecting to see from her a little earlier. But might be a little bit too little too late now with the 25-48 game.
Niblick is checked back in, a power dribble. Tried to get through two defenders, had it poked away.
Right back inside. Oh, good block.
Merchants over to Cologne now. That pass too far ahead there, intended for Rouse.
Running that ball screen situation with Forsythe again. If I'm Forsythe there, I know she likes to go left off the bounce and attack the rim. But with these types of athletes out here, I don't know if I'm going to reject the ball screen too often.
Yeah.
90.
Going to get a look at what Central Florida Elite calls 90, which doesn't look like they ran it there.
I guess they said Ariel Cologne being wide open in the corner will trump 90 for right now.
That's the type of offense we want.
Over to Forsythe.
Good pass. Oh. That is the international foul. It's one of those things that we don't see very often. If you watch international basketball, if you watch the USA team play in the Olympics, you will see that all the time, which is a turnover, live ball turnover, the guard making that foul at half court to prevent the easy layup. They will give up that foul 10 times out of 10.
As they prevent the quick fast break with that last foul, they get the stop. So penalty situation that will send Niblick to the line. Five-point contest, just under the 6-minute mark. Ooh.
Good shot.
Sienna Lenz with the splash there along the baseline. First free throw good there for Tyra Cox. Niblick rebounding like they're down 20.
She's been a beast on the boards today.
Yes, she has.
Will rebound for food. Should get her a sign. Oh, tough pass. Had Dallowall there off the pick and pop. See if he get a little sloppy with the lead.
Under the 5-minute mark.
Good D time. Way to work.
No, it's interesting. One thing about watching Tavia Rao play in this game is, I think her game is much better suited for her playing off the ball rather than on it. She seems to be very left-hand dominant when she's on the ball. And obviously we've seen her as a perimeter shooter show well. But for whatever reason, they decided to play her on the ball majority of the time.
Mertens with the elbow jumper.
Making up for that turnover a couple possessions ago. Here's another platoon of athletes for Central Florida Elite.
Morgan Davis, Rachel Jablonski, Tiffany Tolbert, and Coy Love checking back in.
Looked like there was a collision there under the rim as Forsyth picks it up to Dallowall, and now we have a ball on the court.
Tolly inside, Davis, and one. Davis banks that free throw in, bank open.
Often rarely seen, rarely talked about the banked free throw.
Right. Wall rebound up and in.
Dallowall, one dribble pull up.
Wall taking advantage of the chance to work out there.
Yeah, it's her time. Let me go ahead and work on my perimeter skills.
Dollywall going down shooting as Brandon Clay joins us here at the broadcast table.
Oh, you know what? It's one of those games where if you're good enough for CFE to get in and run this thing up, it says a lot about how you're playing right now. Because one of the things, and you can see Frank Koning's on the bench, he's not happy for BC. One of the things that they do so well is battle you and they knock down shots. And so the rare occasion in which you can catch them on a night where they're knocking down shots, or not knocking down shots, I should say, you got to take full advantage. And that's exactly what CFE's been able to do tonight.
The depth of this Central Florida squad, we've been able to see it at earlier Peach State basketball events, and they've really taken the momentum established in the summer kickoff and PSB Real Deal and helped parlay it into PSB Summer Invite. But again, Savannah Dollywall continues to fight, play hard.
That's what she's going to do.
Yeah, and she's been boxing out the entire game. There's Tolbert.
Ooh.
Nice pull.
Tough pull-up. Tough pull-up.
Yeah, everything's working for them right now. And it almost doesn't matter what it is that they're trying to do. It's just working. And they've got some kids, you know, a kid like Savannah. You talk about Forsyth and some of the kids that play on this team. And they've just forced them into tough nights, point blank. They've just forced them into tough nights. Again, which says a lot about what CFE has brought to the table. And you're talking about two PSB family members really going at it. Al Honor does a great job with this program. He's coaching in a boot. Literally has a walking boot on, and he's still here for his team going hard, man.
Walk a little easier on it after knowing his squad has the victory here. Under a minute. As we mentioned, be sure to stick with us. Team Elite Hubbard versus Western PA Bruins Cash up next.
That's going to be fun. I just talked to Cash. He's amped. Like, he was amped to play Carolina Flames. He was just as amped to play Hubbard. Hey, man, I don't care who we got. We came down here for the competition and for the college coaches, and Clay, you got both, so we're good.
Yeah, but two coaches that have that, I don't care who we got there in the way mentality. in Chad Hubbard.
Facts. Yeah, him and Robert Cash ain't playing no games. Either one of them, man. That's going to be fun.
You tell Hubbard, you guys got to play the dream tonight. They're going to say, are they coming to the gym? We got to go down to Philly.
You're absolutely right.
Right.
You're absolutely right. Well, and if you haven't seen Desi Oliver, that's going to be a treat at the point guard spot. We create big stages for big-time players. That's a big-time player. I'm anxious to see how she plays on this stage. Just added a couple of offers going into July. Boston College, one of them. And when you talk about a chance to play in front of some of the best schools in the country, whether it's Alabama, LSU, you name it, and they're here today.
I look at Amaya Register. She has no problem guarding guards that are bigger than her. That's often the case. You talk about Desi Oliver. She is maybe not the tallest, but is a very physical guard.
Good matchup at the point. I ain't going nowhere.
Well, I like what Coy Love's done with her game as the time winds down. She really continues to get better. Her and Nye Black both, and then Tolbert with the basketball. That thing's on the string, man.
She's feeling good right now.
Just playing with it with the Afro Plus. I rock stuff with my Afro
Young
Plus.
Jasmine Ray.
Rock on with your bad self.
You see that jumper. Central Florida Elite rolls in this one. Thanks for joining us here on SUV TV. We'll be back with more from the PSB Summer Invite.